Alrighty, are you all ready for the main event of the night? Cool, this isn't like a regular comedy special. Lee's pretty cool. We've got some music to accompany his comedy stylings. So first up, if you'll give a warm welcome to Dylan Jones on the drums. And we've also got Jay Ringer on the keys. Alrighty, and as they get together, all you gotta do is sit back and laugh. We're gonna have a wonderful time. Lee is absolutely amazing and shooting his comedy special right now. Please give me a warm welcome to Lee H. Tillman.
Give it up for the band one time. Give it up for the band. All right. Smooth it out, smooth it out. You guys having a good day? You guys good? Doing well? That's cool. I'm not doing too well today. I just found out that my little sister was addicted to Oxycontin for 7 years. And she never told me. And it breaks my heart. Because I used to sell Oxycontin. Can't believe I missed out on a customer for 7 years, guys. Speaking of jobs, I used to have an Asian coworker named Tyrone. My name is Lee. So for 8 hours a day, me and Tyrone got paid to make people feel racist. It's nice. This is water I'm drinking here, nothing in here. I never drink before I get on stage. Because if I come up here and this doesn't go well, I don't want to be able to blame it on anything other than my parents. My dad thinks that LOL stands for lots of love. The other day he texted me, said, "Son, very proud of you. LOL." I make a lot of very unnecessarily mean jokes about my parents. The reality is my parents are actually really good people. They just had a bad couple of years. And it just so happened that the years coincide with every year I've been alive. I am a born-again atheist. I hate when people confuse atheists with Satanists. Not the same thing. Satanists just read the Bible, turned the bad guy to the good guy, not a big deal. Kind of makes me feel like Satanists also invented Columbus Day. And Thanksgiving. And Father's Day. I made the mistake of telling my Uber driver that I was a stand-up comedian, and I ended up having a conversation with him. That was on me. And he said he was surprised by how many comedians have very PG-13 movies, but very dirty stand-up. And I asked him for an example, and the first example he gave me was Robin Williams, which is fair. A lot of his movies are very PG. His stand-up is very dirty. The second example he gave me was Bill Cosby. So one of two things is happening. Either he is mistaking Bill Cosby for Richard Pryor, or he thinks the last 7 years have all been a part of Bill Cosby's act. And if that's true, Bill Cosby's the greatest comedian of all time. His level of commitment to that bit is insane. Some might say criminally insane. I did that joke in Philadelphia. They didn't like it that much. I think it's weird that I get to say the N-word anytime I want. Well, not anytime I want. Like, there was this one time when I was a kid, I was sitting at the dinner table and I looked at my mom and I said, "Nigga, that's some good chicken." She didn't like that. Obviously, that's not a true story. I would never say that to my mom. Because my mom can't cook. I collect vinyl records. Anyone else really bad with money? My favorite genre of music to collect is jazz. And what I love about jazz is that when I tell people I love jazz, it's never any follow-up questions. You guys like country music? All right. I thought this was a safe space. Okay. All right. Here we go. I don't really like modern country music, you know? I like the older stuff, 'cause the older stuff was about the struggle, you know? Like modern country music just sounds like someone reading the menu at Applebee's, you know? There's no struggle to it. It's like the opposite of the blues. And I'm trying to think, like, what is the big difference between people that sing the blues and people that sing country music? And obviously, it's the hat. People that sing the blues typically wear a black fedora. And people that sing country, their hats are usually white and pointed at the top. Obviously, that's just a joke. Not everyone that listens to country music is racist. But there is a weird amount of overlap in those two groups, right? You're not gonna find a whole lot of Cardi B fans buying tiki torches, you know? But if that were true, that march would have been a lot more fun. I'm currently dating a white woman named Karen. I want to break up with her, but she knows all the best places to hang out, you know? Like wherever black people are having a good time, she's always there. I don't know how she knows. She gives me a call, like, you need to get down here right now. I don't know how she does it. That's actually not true. I've actually never dated a white woman in my life. And it has nothing to do with race. I just don't want to meet her parents. Because no matter if her parents voted for Barack Obama or Donald Trump, they're going to want to explain to me why they did it. I don't want to have that conversation, you know? I got a message from a woman on a dating app. She was 21 years old. She was white. She said that even though her entire family was really racist, she'd always loved black men and she wanted to know if I wanted to go out. And the entire time I'm reading this message, all I can think is, how dumb do the Proud Boys think I am? It's clearly a trap, right? Listen, I don't want to date a 21-year-old of any ethnicity, but I especially don't want to date a 21-year-old white woman. Because a 21-year-old white woman doesn't know black history. She doesn't know our heroes. A 21-year-old white woman doesn't know old Kanye. You guys having a good time? All right, let's talk about gun violence. The current rise in gun violence in America is like Mike Pence's penis at a gay pride parade. Your thoughts and prayers won't make it go down. Mike Pence is gay. I was driving behind a car and it had this bumper sticker on it that said Oregon, like O-R-E-G-U-N. And when I see pro-gun stuff like that, I get a little anxious. Now before I finish with this bit, I want everyone to know that I grew up around guns. I've shot guns. My father was a gun. I use a gun to stir my coffee in the morning. My favorite TV show is Big Bang Theory. I love guns. But when it becomes a part of your personality, I just get a little anxious. So I drive behind this car, feel a little anxious, and I see the person driving. When I pull up to him, I see that they're a black man, and I immediately relax. Because he's a black man in Oregon. Probably needs a gun. Like, you may have seen a news story not too long ago about a bunch of Proud Boys getting into a U-Haul van trying to disrupt a pride parade. You're not really gonna see the opposite of that, because no one's trying to murder middle-aged straight white men. Like, you're not gonna see a U-Haul full of black dudes on the way to Buffalo Wild Wings, you know? It's not really a thing. I was a quiet kid in school, and that creeps some people out, and I get it. Like, if you were to see somebody kind of scanning the room, not making eye contact, you might think that they're gonna grow up and be violent towards innocent people. But I don't know what the big deal was, because I didn't even want to be a police officer. Listen, I don't want anyone to think that I don't like the police. That is not true. In fact, some of my best friends have been shot by the police. Police are really taking a beating right now, huh? Listen, don't worry, not all these jokes are like that, okay? It's just a few bad apples. There is a new ride-sharing app called Black Wolf. I don't know if you've heard of it. The difference between like Black Wolf and other ride-sharing apps is that with Black Wolf, your driver has a gun. So we all know that saying, you know, the only thing that can stop a bad guy with a gun is an Uber driver, right? You're all familiar with that? It's familiar. Some people are completely fine with putting their child in a car with a complete stranger with a gun and having them take it to school, but they don't want their child at a drag show, which is crazy to me. Because no matter if your child is at a drag show or going to school, they're gonna see a death drop. That was worth it. That was worth it. That was totally worth it. I am originally from Tyler, Texas. Yeah. Tyler's a great place to grow up if you're racist. They recently renamed the high school where I'm from. It was originally called Robert E. Lee High School. Yeah. They recently changed it to Nigga Go Home. Yeah, has more of a ring to it, I guess. I don't know. Can you imagine learning about the Civil War at Robert E. Lee High School? Actually, I don't know why I said it that way. Let me try it again. Can you imagine learning about the War of Northern Aggression at Robert E. Lee High School? I recently asked out a woman on a date in person because I'm brave. And she turned me down. And after she turned me down, she thanked me for not being mean to her. And I was taken back by that because I didn't know that was an option. So I asked her for a do-over. Punched her right in the face. We're getting married in the fall, guys. We're getting married in the fall. I'm actually currently dating a woman who was bisexual, and I'm asexual. But we make it work because we're both really bad at math. Like I said, I am asexual. Actually, I don't know if I'm asexual or just lazy. I treat sex like white liberals treat black lives. I'll admit that it matters, I don't want to do any more than that, though. A lot of times when a person of color gets on stage, people assume that we're just going to talk about how white people are the worst or whatever, and I don't want to do that. I just want to tell jokes. And that's not a joke. White people are the worst. Every ethnicity at some point has enslaved other people at some point, you know. But white people took it on tour. And that's the difference. All right, you guys ready to ramp this up a little bit? Yeah? You guys no? No, you're not ready for me to ramp it up? It's too much. It's already too much first. You can't handle it anymore. But I'm sorry, we're gonna do it either way. I'm sorry, that's how this is gonna work. Again, give it up for the band. Give it up for Dylan Jones on drums over there. Give it up for Jay Ringer up there. And you may be wondering, what is this contraption here? What is this? You may not know what this is. You may be wondering, why is this saw here? Well, I'll let you know why that saw here is. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sarah Levy to the stage, please. The wonderful and talented. I'm gonna ramp it up a little bit. Yeah. Every time I see someone smoking meth at a bus stop. All right, side note. That phrase doesn't make you laugh. You've been in Portland too long, guys. I know what that's all about. Listen, every time I see someone smoking meth at a bus stop, I look away. But it's not out of disgust. It's out of reverence. Because even though that person clearly has somewhere to be, they still took a little time for themselves. Sarah Levi, everybody. I currently don't own a car, and I don't own a car for environmental reasons. The environment where I live stole my car. But they left my catalytic converter, which is weird. I don't know why they did that. That was weird. I sleep with my eyes open. That's not a metaphor. That is a medical condition that has ruined all of my relationships. Because everyone that I sleep with can unlock my phone. I do sleep with my eyes open. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and my eyes are like beet red. And when you have red eyes and you talk this low, people assume that you're high. So I just want everyone to know right now that I'm high. I just started a plant-based diet. Yeah, I'm up to 3 edibles a day. Yeah, losing a lot of weight, seeing a lot of color. It's going great. Going great. Yeah, one time after a show, a guy came up to me and he said, "I really like your jokes. I just wish you were more animated." And I said, "My demeanor on stage is half the joke." Then I dropped an anvil on his head. That's the other half of the joke, right there. I think Kyle Rittenhouse would be prettier if he smiled more. Anyone else? Just me? Listen, we all know that Black Lives Matter, but white tears are priceless, huh? I feel like we should bottle white tears and sell them. Actually, I think that's what White Claw is. I think I might have cracked the code. Yoga is just the Kama Sutra minus one person. And a funeral is just a party minus one person. I was walking into my front door of my apartment complex, and this woman came out of the side door, and she said that you and your brother were really loud the other day. You might want to keep it down. And I said, I don't have any brothers. I'm not sure who you're talking about. And she said to me, and I quote, "Oh, you must be one of the good ones," unquote. And to her credit, as soon as she heard what she said out of her mouth, she turned completely red, because she was white, of course. And then she went back inside and she killed herself. That is a 100% true story, I hope. The average black man in a pornographic film, 6 feet tall, rippling muscles, minimum 9 inches. The average white man in a pornographic film looks like the white guy sitting next to you right now. Please feel free to use that example the next time someone brings up white privilege. The city of Coachella was originally called Woodsburg, California. And in 1890, they wanted to change it to Conchilla. Now, Conchilla is a Spanish word for little shells that they found on the ground there. When they took that name to the sign maker, he didn't know Spanish, he didn't care to learn Spanish, so he just called it Coachella, which is a nonsensical word, means nothing in any language. Now, here's what's funny about that story. I made it up. Now, here's what's really, really funny about that story, okay? I didn't make it up. That's actually how Coachella got its name. So now you have two versions of history in your head right now. One is the actual truth, and the other one is the one that makes white people feel better. And that is critical race theory. I've been pulled over multiple times in multiple cities all across America. And every time I've been pulled over, I've been told that I fit a description. So apparently, all over America, there are guys that look just like me, robbing people at gunpoint and fleeing the scene of the crime on a 10-speed. With streamers. You guys are gonna have to forgive me. Sometimes I still need to look at my phone when I'm on stage. It's just really hard to remember what was funny about my childhood, that's all. "75% of adults snore in their sleep." So if you feel that you are in the 25% that doesn't snore, I just wanna let you know one thing. You do snore in your sleep. You just sleep alone. And no one loves you. I am a full-time stand-up comedian, hold your applause. And I was out on the road recently, and my mom called me and she said, I'm really proud of what you're doing out there. I'm glad you're living your dream. Hope you're making some good money out there. And I didn't have the heart to tell her that what I actually made was a mistake. It's a terrible life. Don't do it. I was on a 6-hour flight from New York to Seattle, and there was this kid kicking me in the back the entire time. But I wasn't upset about it because I knew it was karma. Because earlier that day, someone asked me for spare change, and I didn't give it to him, even though I did have the change. And when he turned and walked away, I kicked him in the back. Karma is real, guys. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I used to suffer from depression when I was younger. And I used to hate myself when I was a kid. And it followed me into my adulthood. Because to this day, I still hate kids. My daughter hasn't heard that joke yet. We'll see. Guys, if I die on this stage tonight, I want you to know, I want you guys to do me a favor and tell my mom that I died doing what I love, which is talking to anyone other than her. I'd appreciate it if you did that. Thank you. One time I want to talk about a TV show. This is what I want to do. I want to talk about a TV show. And I'm not going to say the name of the TV show. I'm just going to say the person who starred in this TV show masturbated in front of women. Now, I know that doesn't narrow it down, but you're just going to have to use your imagination. Now, the day after this show aired, I was at a comedy club in LA, and there was, what happened on the show? I'll tell you what happened on the show. His daughters on the show find out that their grandmother refers to Brazil nuts as nigger toes. And the day after that show aired, I was at a comedy club in LA, and there were two white comedians standing behind me, and they would not stop saying nigger toes. And I was offended by this. Not because they said that word, but because they had the caucasity to say that word in front of me and think that nothing would happen. So I had to make a decision. Do I want to address what's going on behind me? Or do I just want to walk off on stage, do my time, handle my business? I chose the latter. When I got up stage, I did my time. When I got off stage, I hit him with a step ladder. I feel like that's what Booker T would have wanted me to do. Booker T. Washington. No one ever knows who Booker T. Washington is. I'm in a room, I forgot I was in a room full of mostly white people. You guys don't know who Booker T. Washington is. That's great. I just realized that there's just only black people up front. Like that's, I got black people up front. There's a few more in the back. There we go. I see people raising hands. I see you, brother. This is nice. The last time I was in Vancouver, Washington, an old white lady clutched her purse when I walked by. And my immediate response was, I still got it. Yeah, she made me feel like a kid again. It was nice. I haven't scared a white person since the Bush administration. It's been a while. There is this myth that black people age well. It's not true. The reality is white people age poorly. That's been my experience anyway. Sometimes I do forget how old I'm getting. Like the other day, I skateboarded to CVS to pick up my blood pressure medication. Never thought that would happen. Never thought that would happen. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. So here we go. You guys having a good time tonight? This is good? Yeah. Cool. All right, we're bringing it home. Let's bring it home. Nice. I just want to talk a little, I'm going to, bring it down, then bring it back up a little bit. I just want to talk serious for you for a minute. So a friend of mine recently attempted suicide. And I say attempted because he's still here, he's still with us, and I'm really glad for that. He took a knife and he slit his own throat. And the doctors don't know how he survived, but I'm so glad that he did. Because he used my knife. And my fingerprints were all over that thing, guys. All right. That doctor saved 2 lives that day. I'm just glad everything worked out for me in this situation. I wrote that joke 2 minutes after I found out my friend was okay. True story. I do joke about suicide, but I just want everyone to know that, suicide is not the answer most of the time. Like, if you're a racist or a homophobe or one of those guys that ride those really tall bicycles, you can just kill yourself. We don't need you. And I realize that I'm in Portland right now, so there's a good chance that some of you are in here. You're one of those 3 things. I was buying a watermelon at a grocery store, and an old white man in a MAGA hat walked up to me. Do I need to finish this story? I feel like you probably guess. Okay, here's what happened. He explained to me in great detail how to pick out a watermelon. So this isn't a story about racism. This is a story of a middle-aged man giving unsolicited advice to a stranger. And how I would have preferred racism. I attended a historically black university. Anyone else? That's a rhetorical question, obviously. That's not. Yeah, it was really great. I highly recommend it if you've never been. It's really great. I want you to imagine, just keep it quiet for a second, just imagine for like 3 seconds what it would be like to go to a school where everyone is black, from the professors, the dean of the school, all the way down to the janitors, whatever. Let's just imagine for 3 seconds what that would feel like, all right? 1. Okay, whatever popped into your head was racist. We did the same thing you guys did. We did the same thing, minus the ultimate frisbee. And the blackface. I currently invest in stocks. Yeah, and I just started using something called a smart portfolio. Maybe you know about this, which is basically an AI that picks out your stocks for you. And recently, my AI invested in AI technology. And this is how I know AI would never be able to do what I do. Because AI believes in itself. And I believe in you guys too. Let's give it up for the band one time. Dylan Jones on the drums, Jay Ringer, Sarah Levi. Thank you all so much for being here. I really appreciate it. You guys have a good night. Get home safe. I love you.